Hello, lurkers. Hello, all you archaeologists. I'm the Johnstruct. Welcome to the proximity. And welcome to my AI, the Somnium Files nirvanA Initiative Adventure, which I'm about to begin. Let's just start a new game, because I've been faffing. I've been faffing for 20 minutes, and I am eager to get on. So let's just do some minor adjustments to where the microphone is sitting, so it doesn't cover the screen. Let's jump into the game. I've got things to say, but I'll have a chance to say them, I'm sure, once we're in properly. But yes, I guess I should say I have played the previous game. Let's press new game. Yes, I did try it out, but not very far. We're going to be playing on standard, so standard difficulty for QTEs, which are a thing that exists in this game, and this is the standard Somnium files. Let's press OK. Yes. This game features autosave. When the save icon is displayed on the bottom right, please do not exit the game. Oh, I should be sitting on the one over there. It's fine. But yeah, I should just literally shift the camera rather than moving the webcam, which is the thing I tried doing, and it wasted time. But we'll do that later. That is not important right now. What's important is this strange tale. Converge, Chapter 0. I'm not sure these were the sensible glasses to be wearing for this game.
Where am I?
Oh, I can press controls.
You okay, Ryuki?
All right, let's keep going. Next question. In Indian mythology, what is the name of the half-god, half-beast spirits that imbibe sense and are known for their musical ability?
I would like to view the tutorial, yes. Inspecting people objects will progress the story. We have a new eyeball. You can freely move the cursor and camera. Look around to set the cursor on objects that interest you. So we have a big monitor. It's a monitor. Okay. I may need to shift this table slightly out of the way because it... Sorry. You would have heard lots of clunking. Because it is slightly in the way of the TV. It just means it needs to be there. And then if... Yeah, okay, fair enough. A monitor. A signboard. I can move the camera as well, of course. This is boss. When viewing a person, options and look will be displayed.
In Indian mythology, what is the name of the half-god, half-beast spirits
Yeah, I didn't mean to press any buttons.
that imbibe sense and are known for their musical ability? If you know the answer, spit it out.
Okay. From the log... No, it was saying something, but because because I was in the tutorial, I think I missed a bit of tutorial there. I can check the log. Okay. Ooh, can make it big. That's nice. That's a good feature. So if I go to L1, we can check that. This is let's shrink that down. There's a monitor. There's a big camera. There is the host. How are you?
You feeling all right there, Mr. Ryuki?
Why'd you look like that?
Like, what?
Can I hear the question again?
How about this? I'll repeat the question for you, okay? In Indian mythology, what is the name of the half-god, half-beast spirits that imbibe sense and are known for their musical ability. Now remember, the other teams can press their buttons too if they know the answer.
Okay, Mira.
It's that button right on top of your table.
Okay,
What? You're joking, right? What are you talking about?
where am I is what I asked. What am I doing
Just
here?
press the button already. You see that button on the table, right? Push it and you get to answer the question.
But I'm looking at things. Alright, fine.
And that's the answer button for the quiz.
And we have Tama.
Why don't you press it?
Alright.
You mean this button?
Yeah. You better hurry, or the other teams are gonna answer before you.
There we go! Team Popo was the quickest. And your answer is?
Better go on to the host. Date, Centaur, Gandharva, or Satyr? I'm gonna go for Satyr.
Sorry, Satyr is incorrect.
Satyr.
The answer is Gandharva.
Okay, I've never heard of Gandharva, so fair enough.
Team Popo gets a 100,000 yen penalty for getting the answer wrong.
No.
That's coming out of your paycheck, Ryuki.
What?
Okay, let's keep going then, shall we? Next question. Are you familiar with the new Cyclops serial killings?
What?
No, not you, Mr. Ryuki.
This question is for that person on the other side.
Oh.
Who was that?
Oh, and Team Popo presses the button. You must be ready to answer. But before you do, I want you to take this question very seriously. The new Cyclops serial killings, the incident in which many victims got their eye gouged out and murdered. Are you or are you not familiar with it?
I am familiar. I played the first game.
This will determine if we can dig into the details of that incident in the coming 6 days.
In other words, we're asking if we can give you spoilers for the first game.
But don't worry. Even if you don't know anything about it, it won't affect how you progress through
So,
this game.
obviously, I've not looked up any spoilers, but I did look up speculation before the game came out, and so people were like, oh, is this like another path then, where the last game didn't necessarily happen the way you saw it?
The Cyclops serial killings and what you're about to experience, they've got nothing to do with each other. Promise.
So please, just tell me honestly. Are you familiar with the new Cyclops serial killings?
Yes, I am.
Are you sure? Don't be lying now. Let's give you a simple test just to make sure. The one who resolved the new Cyclops serial killings was Kaname Date of Abyss. On the final day of that investigation, someone was shot in the leg by the culprit. Who was that someone?
Why did my computer go bim bum?
No need to give me their last name. First name only, please.
Who was shot in the leg? I don't actually remember. I completed it like, what, 6 months ago? My brother asking me how I'm finding the AI games. Oh, I've forgotten. On the final day of the new Cyclops serial killings investigation, who was the one who got shot in the leg? I mean, was it Date? Fuck it, I'll just look it up. I don't remember, but I have completed the game. Somnium. Who I'm playing with fire here. I get that. got shot in the leg. Yeah, okay, I found somebody with the first thing. Okay. I don't fucking remember. Mizuki.
Oh, not bad.
I had to look up the answer on the internet.
You're correct. But you could have just gotten lucky. How about we go for one more round? Who is the true culprit of the new Cyclops series?
Even that, I probably wouldn't have been able to remember the name.
Answer with just the first name again, please. Let's have it.
Okay, the internet says it's Saito. And because that's the only thing I need to look up. So
Wonderful. That's another right answer. Sorry for doubting you. You really do know about the new Cyclops kid.
I don't. I had to look up the answer, buddy. I could do a little bit of colour in my face, actually.
Oh, did you hear that sound? That means the next question will be the last. Are you ready? A precognitive dream is a dream that lets you see the future. But these precognitive dreams, are they really?
Truly. Real.
I don't know. Ooh. You got split in half.
It can't be.
What's wrong, Mizuki? Are you okay?
No. Oh, hello, Screams. Oh, you're just in time. I've just started this. How are you? So, it'll probably give me a chance to talk. I've been assured by the game goes out of its way to say, hey, did you play the first game? If you didn't, that's fine, and we won't spoil you, but if you did, just say and we can include that information. And then it reassures me, this game has nothing to do with the original game's case.
I've detected a biological response.
So I've managed to not see any spoilers, although the guy just tested me, like, have you finished the first game? Who got shot in the leg at the end? And I'm like, I don't fucking know. It was Mizuki. But like, luckily I found someone else on the internet just like, I don't remember the questions. So we have ourselves, that is the girl from the first game. She appears to be older now. And she appears to have a fake eye because she's got Iber. But also there seems to be a new guy called Ryuki who we were just playing as that has a different AI ball.
3 o'clock. Distance of 315 feet. In the middle row of seats.
Okay, also the bear seems to have like a different Iris? Upside down face! Oh fuck, there's QTEs in this game. Yeah. During the story, with the power of Iba, you can gain special visual information. I can make it bigger if that makes it easier to read. Right now, you can use the Zoom Night Vision mode function. Select Zoom NV icon. Okay, let's close. So, yeah, I was saying before. So, I've not looked up any spoilers, because obviously it's a mystery game. I don't want to know any spoilers. But obviously, I could join in speculation before the game came out. And so a lot of people are like, okay, it clearly has people from the first game. So what this might be is a different route where... So it's set in a side universe. So technically the events of the first game didn't happen because some other choices made before the start or something like that. Which means there might be time travel in this game as well. Well, Mizuki in the first game was also magically quite strong. The other thing is this is by the same guy as the Zero Escape series, and the Zero Escape series is, I mean, it's kind of a spoiler, but one of the gimmicks of the Zero Escape series is that you can send your mind to side universes. You switch. And so mysteries are solved in those games by going down every path and sending one of the people all of the information from all the paths. I'm massively simplifying the Zero Escape series. They don't necessarily make sense. Well, they don't necessarily make sense. And they're a wild ride. Well... It's more like... So the implication is, because it's a series of escape rooms... this isn't the most interesting thing to talk to... there we go. It's a series of escape rooms, but it's also like murder escape rooms. Let's say all 3 games are. And it says, oh, if you are under enough stress and you are trying to solve puzzles, you can psychically send information to your twin. But that somehow turns into, you can also magically, psychically send information to a past version of yourself, or a future version of yourself. And because a past version knows information, it can take a different path. Things like that. It is the Zero Escape is a wild ride. It is, are you familiar with Danganronpa? Because Danganronpa came out on top. Danganronpa was more popular than Zero Escape, but it came out after the first Zero Escape, boosted by that's popularity. Fair enough. And then Zero Escape took things from Danganronpa, because Danganronpa had a fucking bear in it, a talking bear. It spoke like this. An evil bear. That's my talking evil bear accent. I can zoom.
Iba, zoom in. Night vision mode.
So I'm a bear. It was a very evil bear. Imagine if Weird Al was incredibly evil. I see... Well, I see someone there. Entrance, exit. X-ray.
Use the X-ray next.
Understood.
I am, thank you. I thought they'd be good mystery glasses, although they're a bit too reflective right now. I see a skeleton man, a spooky skeleton man.
Found you. Who is that?
I don't wear them too often because they're plastic, they slip more. I just figured they'd be good mystery-solving glasses.
Identity unknown. Judging from their figure, they appear to be female.
Ah, so she's jealous, huh? I bet that's it. Why else would another girl target me?
You can't think of any other reason?
Well, sure, but I'm really cute, you know?
You know, I was going to say, because we're playing a girl antagonist, it might be slightly less obnoxious with the anime. I don't know why I thought that might be the case, but I thought, we don't have Date to contend with, so it's gonna. I still think it might be slightly the case, but like,
That's why other girls don't like me much.
I am fairly certain that has more to do with your personality.
Do we turn X-ray off?
Mizuki, load Evolver with a stun grenade round. You should be able to knock your opponent unconscious by detonating it near them.
Got it.
It seems excessive.
It's ready.
I will display the aiming reticle. Take aim and pull the trigger.
She doesn't look like a bunny anymore now.
On it.
Oh yeah, there were QTs in the first game.
What's with this girl?
Where did she go now?
Detecting the target's footsteps.
I should have turned
They
this
seem
monitor
to be
towards my
heading
face,
toward
and I don't
the
know why I
stadium
didn't.
exit.
Can't let them get away.
Mizuki, wait. Even you won't be able to catch up to them. More importantly,
Oh yes, this game has a new gimmick.
There's something there.
I think you saw a little bit of it already,
yes.
but it's on the back of the box. I believe it's on the back of the box. This secret box. What could be on the secret box? Okay, it's just just a fun cover, which is very reflective apparently.
Hey, that's...
A shoe.
You recognize him?
Is it Date?
Yeah, I'm sure of it. I'll never forget. It's...
No, it's not Date. It is half a person though.
the left half of his body. His name is Jin Furue. I remember it clearly. 6 years ago, at Studio Devita.
Okay, Devita sounds like... The...
right half of his body.
So yeah, the gimmick of this game is that the murders are people being somehow cut in half and their body parts turning up in different places. But considering how
What's wrong? Pull yourself together.
Considering like the solution to the first game's mystery, I mean it's bound to be absurd. So I mean time travel. It's.
Boss,
Okay.
where am I?
Look at that presenter.
Don't tell me you were sleeping.
Oh, so this is 6 years ago. There we go. That makes sense.
Who falls asleep in the middle of a live stream?
Mr. Ryuki, you're working under Boss, right? Boss, have you been giving him vacation time?
She's probably working him to the bone on his off hours, too.
I resent that. That is not true. I just have him scrape the stratum corneum off my heels every once in a while.
I don't know what it means.
Hey, Ryuki. Are you sure you're alright?
Oh, yeah.
All right, now that Mr. Ryuki is away, let's get back to it, shall we? Here we go, next question. Which Tao is symbol shaped like interlocking black and white commas?
Also, I've not fallen asleep in live stream yet. It's only a matter of time.
Represents the origin of all things.
What the?
See, it's hang on, I forgot to do the thing. Where we are.
I know writers who use subtext, and they're all cowards.
So it's laying on the duality thing very thick. So this is half one colour, half another. The eyeball, which you can't see, has now, they've changed the logo subtly, so it's half one colour, half one another. Also, I will definitely do Aurora.
Good Lord, what is happening in there?
Aurora Borealis?
Aurora Borealis. At this time of year, at this time of day, in this part of the country, localized entirely within your kitchen.
Yes.
May I see it?
No.
So I will say, because you were actually around for this, I really did enjoy the first game, even though the last hour, actually, I really didn't like the first. But the last, like, literally the epilogue made me so grumpy with the game. And I was like, but the sequel looks really good. So I just had to sort of make my peace. I spoke to other people online, and they didn't seem to interpret how Date acted the same way I did. I don't know.
A blackout?
What are you standing around for? Get the lights.
Yeah, I'm on it.
I want to know if that works, but it didn't stick around long enough. I mean, it'll probably just send us to the AI Somnium website. So this is our mystery. Half a body turned up 6 years ago. Half a body turned up today. They're like, yeah, we should, for some reason, employ this child to be a police officer. I mean, she's older now, but still. I mean, it's quite hard to tell how old everyone is, since Boss is, Boss was in her 40s 6 years ago, so I called shenanigans there, but,
Of course.
will you let me investigate the case?
Not.
Oh.
What? Why not?
Because you're only 18, Mizuki.
Okay, how did I get put into a special magic eyeball division at 18?
You're still a student at Sekiba High.
Yeah, I understand how that works.
But I barely even go now. I graduate in a month. I hardly have any classes left.
The point is, you're still a student.
Why do I have a magic gun?
Then why did you let me join Abyss?
Because I thought you had potential as a sinker.
I assume your gargantuan strength and combat ability were a factor as well.
Okay, so she still has, like, a literal magic ability. Yeah, that was a thing from the last game. Like, that they never really got into. Like, there were all these themes going around. It's what I like. So the guy who makes Zero Escape, the way he wrote Zero Escape was he just found loads of really cool articles on Wikipedia and then wrote a game around them. And these games are written better than Zero Escape, but occasionally, especially that first one, occasionally a character would go, "Did you know about the Titanic?" "Yeah, I know about the Titanic." "Did you know the Titanic has a sister ship called the Olympic? And some people think they were switched." Why would that make any difference? Because of reasons. And just it does that, and you go, oh, and you look up on the Wikipedia, oh, it does have a sister ship. It has two sister ships. They changed the name of one of them for the game. And every so often it will just throw something out and it'll go like, "Did you know there's a special thing called Ice 9 and it doesn't freeze at normal temperatures?" You're like, is this relevant? We're trying to escape a room right now or we'll die. Oh, we're gonna talk about it for a while, and obviously it's all gonna be relevant in the game. But like they don't talk like real people. They just like in the middle of danger go like, "Hey, have you heard of sandwiches? It was made by the Earl of Sandwich." That's not one. I was trying to think of any fact.
But you're basically still an intern.
So like, the fact that like the first game had all these kind of allusions to children of gods, and it was just a theme rather than a literal plot point, it's kind of interesting.
You've only been training for about a month. It's way too early to put you in the field.
So the plot point I'm talking about in Zero Escape is that one of the people who was on a Titanic wrote a story about a Titanic-sized ship hitting an iceberg, and he wrote it 10 years before he went on the Titanic, and this is true. But like, also lots of people did that. But like, so in Zero Escape, he was like, why did that happen? Because his brain jumped from the future to the past, and he wrote the story with information he had. So like, but like the way the game gives you this initial piece of information is just having an eccentric person going, "Did you know about this bloke who was on the Titanic?" But yeah, the fact that like that he was a real person, all these things tend to be real things, is neat, but still. About Date.
Why? What is it?
Well, I was just wondering if he contacted you or anything.
Okay, I am curious because that's Saito, right?
I would have let you know right away if he did. Date was caught in that explosion 6 years ago.
Huh.
And has been missing ever since. Date's body was never recovered from the scene.
So yeah, in this universe, these new Cyclops killings never happened. So Date never found his original body, and Saito never escaped prison or something. I don't know.
Don't worry. I am positive it would take more than that to kill Kaname Date. I am certain he's at the Hot Springs District in Atami or someplace, spending his time in leisure.
If he is, I'd go down there and drown him in that boiling water myself.
You do know I'm the commander of Abyss, right?
Why are you here is what I clicked on. I heard she's got new sideburns. She's grown 2 extra hairs.
Right, but that's why I'm asking. Isn't it a bit weird for you to be at a crime scene in person?
This case is special. I saw it too, 6 years ago. The other half of the corpse.
I know, I was there. We were both there. We both were there.
At Studio Devita.
Okay, yeah, sorry. 2 things. One, Devita sounds like they've already used the very first question was, what is the Indian, I think it said Indian, it's quite important that I get this right, mythical creature, half beast, half human, drinks music or something, and it was a thing I'd never actually heard of, and I'm assuming Devita is also Indian, but I'm not sure. Also, there appears to be a thingy on the screen, so I'm gonna see if I can track that down. Be bigger. Okay, hang on, give me a second. It's a YouTube. Okay, it's a YouTube link. I'll turn the sound down just in case. Okay, I don't want any spoilers. Okay, that's fucking cool. That's not a... Okay. So I've looked up a clip on YouTube. What I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to use post-production to put this in a video, so people from the future can see this. So what I'll do is I'll place it on top of me explaining this right now. So hang on. John, remember that you've got to put like an extra video in, specifically that one. That's nice. I like the integration. Okay. It's called Fray to Free, and obviously I've got to close the YouTube video because there might be spoilers. It is very avant-garde. Right. At Studio DeVita.
And the HB case is still open, even after all this time.
HB?
The reputation of the whole department hangs on this case.
By HB case, she is referring to the half-body serial killings.
Fair enough.
So named because the victims' bodies were cut in two.
Won't lie, I guessed that.
The culprit is known as Terror.
Really?
Their identity is unknown.
Terror, not Halfer, or Cutter, or Splitter. Splitter makes sense. I would have gone with Splitter.
6 years have passed since Terror first made themselves known, but we have yet to find any promising leads.
This tea is stone cold because I faffed for 20 minutes before starting the stream, and I didn't consider that.
I already know that. You don't have to explain it.
Yeah, it's bad writing if you have to have fourth wall break, some exposition like that. I do have invisible tea, though. It's not tea. I do have an invisible drink. Although it's actually made out of white noise, apparently. If I get... I thought it was very fitting. Because of mysteries. I want to be on this case no matter what.
Yeah, I thought you'd say that.
Please, boss. I have to. This case is...
Can you not give me the puppy dog eyes?
Okay, so... She would have been living with Date 6 years ago, regardless of that, because she already was before the story began. That makes sense, okay.
You know I'm weak to the puppy dog eyes. Fine. But promise me one thing. Swear to me that you won't do anything dangerous or illegal, no matter what.
I've been watching lots of Columbo, so I should be pretty good at solving this case as well. The trick to being Columbo is to immediately know who the killer is and just hound them for an hour and a half. And that's how you solve Columbo cases.
Yeah, I swear!
So I think it might be Boss.
And one more thing. I am your superior.
And one more thing.
A little more respect.
10-4, boss man. I read you loud and clear.
I've been really enjoying it, actually. Although I must say, everyone looks great because of the 70s and everyone's clothing's fantastic, and everyone has fucking awful hair and I hate it. Like, I aggressively dislike everyone's hair in Columbo. One person has like like medium short curly hair, like in the, but I don't know the words for hair names, but like that, and then a mullet, and it's the worst thing I've ever seen. Like, anyone who doesn't have straight hair, or like hair that just always looks good regardless, just looks awful. Like, I can't get over it. I can't get over how bad everyone's hair is. Columbo's is fine. Like, anyone who's combed their hair, it's just like anyone who's fashionable has awful hair in that show.
Do you?
Okay. She's my direct superior now. I spent the entire game thinking Inspector was the killer, and I think it is again. Ask his name.
I have a bad feeling about this, but you really want to know my name?
Yeah,
Then I'll tell you, but please don't forget it, okay?
got it.
My name is Kagami.
Yeah, because I spent the entire game thinking it was Kagami, because he was the right age and everything.
Kagami, huh? Okay, I'll remember that.
Mm-hmm. Here it comes. I knew this would happen.
Recognize the body?
Of course, ma'am. It's Jin Furaway.
It's Jin Furaway. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that
I don't
right.
think there's anyone in our generation who wouldn't recognize him.
I mean, it's lucky that he was a pretty symmetrical guy, you know?
He was famous until he passed away.
He was the most symmetrical guy in Japan.
Well, even after he died.
And 6 years ago, I was part of that investigation too.
Well, that's interesting, Inspector.
Were you at the studio by any chance?
You don't remember? We did talk for a bit.
Yeah, but I was 12.
Sorry, don't remember. You don't leave much of an impression. In a good way.
I mean, I spent the entire game thinking he was a murderer last time, so that's definitely not true.
In a good way?
I mean, Solid Snake has a mullet, and it's fine. And people pull it off, but like, you've got to have having a weird mix. Like, there's some awful wrestling mullets, but they're not all bad. I guess. Also, yeah, pretty people make things look pretty. But I will say this, in Colombo, it was literally like, actually the 70s is all about this. Just like, people look 20 years older than they actually are, but just because, I guess, makeup wasn't as good back then.
Abyss is a high-level organization in the police department.
What's up with Mom? I just asked then.
You do technically outrank me, ma'am.
Huh. But you don't need to worry about the formalities with me.
What? For real? I can be casual with you?
Do you want to get your ass kicked?
Sorry. Sorry, ma'am.
How's the investigation going?
I've finished gathering DNA samples. It's being sent to forensics now.
I'm assuming that is because in Japan you can, like, the formal language and the informal language are more coded, if that makes any sense. And so you can sort of talk in a really disrespectful manner in Japanese when you're not supposed to. And they just had to sort of translate that. And they had to go like, well, how do I say the line, but like in a disrespectful manner? Because Witcher is very subtle, like, for like a informal way of talking.
I'm sure the results will be out shortly.
Inspector's checking something. Nope, it's this where spectators enter. It's the police officer about the body.
Weird though, isn't it? He got killed 6 years ago.
Yeah, it's pretty weird.
The body shows up now?
Yeah, it's almost as if that's the main mystery at the moment. Did you find anything?
Oh, no. I just started investigating, really.
I mean, I'm guessing that the way the hats work is supposed to tell me I'm not supposed to really consider these people. Aren't you cold?
Nah. The lining has heating wires in it, so I'm warm. Oh, thank you for the concern, though.
Okay, so we have this log, of course, that we can read through every single line in the game, or at least in this scene. I have a menu. I'm playing this on the PlayStation 5 rather than the PC because I could. I bought it in 3 pieces because you can do that now. Tutorials. There's file flowchart and options. There is a flowchart and there's an autosave. Let's close. If you want access to the game, you can go back to the title screen for the top menu. Close. So file. Key terms and information. Person 6 years ago. We met no one 6 years ago, apparently. Person's presence. Nobody? What about the people we've spoken to? Appendix. Forward. The document was written for Abyss investigators. I, an Abyss officer... Sorry, I just need the... this thing here. And now I'm tapping it really hard. I don't know why I did that. And now there's a confused John in the future going, why did he tap it? It's not a break or anything. Sorry. I don't know why I did that. I might make a cup of tea. No, don't. This document was written for Abyss investigators. I, an Abyss office worker, I'm the author. I've collected information from AI balls, selected information that I thought needed... I don't know. It's just like, because it's ball-shaped. It's very patable as an object. I thought I needed additional information. This might contain information that you already know, but I'm gonna have to like... I've got a thing, so if it goes into the red, it will cut the noise, I think. Although I don't know if that's on. This might, because I might have had to turn it off to get the automatic... Oh yeah, how are the volumes? Oh, cool. This might contain information that you already know, but is included here just in case investigations are dangerous. You might lose your memory due to an accident. You could use this to regain your memory if that happens. Abyss. Yeah, even the name Abyss is from Egyptian mythology. Multiple explanation. Acronym for Advanced Brain Investigation Squad. They are... What I love about that is the implication that a brain investigation squad exists, and we're like, suck it, we're the Advanced Brain Investigation Squad. Go back to your neuroscience, losers. And as their name implies, they dive into the human brain. Name does not imply that, but whatever, to investigate criminal cases. They are supposed to be a private secret organization, but they became known to the public during the new Cyclops serial killings. So, the new Cyclops serial killings happened in this universe. But the stories are unrelated? Yeah, because Date didn't get his body back. He clearly didn't get his body back. He died in... He disappeared in the original body. So... that has implications. Yes, that's fair enough. Still unofficial underground and... Date has Saito's body, which means Date's body is still in prison. Yeah, that has a whole bunch of implications. The fact that the new Cyclops killing still actually happened. It could... Is it a sequel? No, because Date doesn't have his body back. Oh. Intern, you're basically still an intern. Short for internship is usually the training period when entering a company. It also refers to the training itself and the trainee. X-ray vision. Eyeballs are equipped with X-ray vision. X-rays are not shot out of the eyeball itself. There's actually constant radiation raining down on the Earth from outer space, called space radiation. Eyeballs utilize space radiation, which includes X-rays to use X-ray vision. I don't think it works like that, but I don't know enough about X-rays to refute it. If I had a clip of... God damn, I need to get a clip of that now. What's the TV show called? Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Charlie says to the characters, they find out that he's been burning their rubbish. He goes down to the furnace and he burns all the rubbish, and they're like, that sounds like a terrible idea for the environment. It's like, nah, it's fine. I'll burn all the rubbish, and then all the smoke and debris goes up into the sky and it forms all the stars. And it's like, I don't know enough about space to I don't think that's right, but I don't know enough about science to refute it, so I'll let you go with it for the time being, but I don't think that's right. It functions similar to an X-ray exam at the doctor's, so unfortunately no underwear. Yeah, sure. Hang on. First chakras can be seen with it. Yeah, we cannot see chakras. Okay. But yeah, I want that clip. That could come in handy. Mizuki, load a revolver with a stun grenade. Yeah, a revolver is a revolver, a magic one. An exciting, voltaic, versatile gun didn't need an acronym. Is given an Abyss to all Abyss investigators. Revolver is an acronym for this gun. Evolver. By using magnetism, it is capable of shooting many different kinds of bullets. Mizuki's revolver is unique. This is very anime. It's a unique gun, but I've got a unique version of the unique gun because I'm special. Evolver MC meaning Mizuki custom. Forensics. Inspector, it is sent to forensics now. I've finished gathering DNA samples. Forensic performs appraisals and inspections and develops new technology. Satyr, even. Okay, so Gandharva, that's what I was talking about. Also Greek. I said Indian before, and it literally says Greek mythology, so it's because of the word Gand. That's where I got that from. But Sato's correct answer is Gandharva. I've never heard of it. Half human, half beast like Greek mythology. They like to play tricks, love women and pretty boys, and cause a ruckus all day and night. This was not in this. In most interpretations, the upper body is human and the lower body is a mountain goat. Oh! No, sorry. I'm an idiot. This is an explanation of a satyr. Even though... What's the Gandharva then? But the quote in the first scene, it did say that satyr was incorrect. Yes, satyr is Greek. I knew that. I'm assuming Gandharva is Indian. Gandharva's not in the appendix. Jurisdiction refers to where an incident happens and the police officer is in charge of that. For example, if something happens to Tokorozawa Saitama, the Tokorozawa station will take care of that incident. Sinker. A person who sinks. Sink. Could have done this one first game, but whatever. Sync is short for photosynaptic neurocoupling. The act of going into someone's brain is syncing, because sinkers go in deep into the subconscious. The term is a play on words of sync and synchronize. No, I got that game. Devita. Name for a video capture studio. It's derived from the Hindu word for dualism. Okay, there we go. That's what I was getting. I assumed it meant something like that. I'm sensing a theme. I mean, I was going to say something about like somebody being good and bad, but a villain that describes every single villain in every single mystery ever, because obviously they pretend to be goodies. Popo, Team Popo was the quickest nuance nickname for police officers. It's meant to be somewhat derogatory. Fair enough. Trivia. What's the difference between trivia and appendix? Okay, whatever. Reading Terra. Terra has... is... Regarding Terra. Terra has two meanings. Terra can mean tears. Yeah, tears when you cry. And the other tear means to rip something. The culprit in their half-body cases more reference to the latter. By adding the end of tear, we get Terra. Yes, I understood that. I got the concept. I still think... Divider. Splitter. There was you had options game, but the fact now it's brought tears into it, I don't know. Here's the manual if I need it. So yeah, we have Iba and Tama. Raise eyeball to adult. In bonus menu, you can use eyeballs to purchase bonus content. Okay, I don't think I need to know any of this. We can change outfits. We can get life advice. I assume in-game life advice. Okay. Valuation. You can check your evaluation by performing certain actions during the story. Achievements will be unlocked and your inspector rank will go up. Higher ranks, better prizes. Okay. We are Sinker Class C3. I have no idea what any of this means, but okay. Apparently there's an Iba's room. Hello, Uchi. How you doing? This is Iba's room. You can communicate with Iba, ask for advice, or dress her in different clothes. Or just clothes.
Well, feel free to relax here.
Okay, give me some life advice. An experienced AI will give you advice.
Worried about work?
That's fine. Ready.
Is it mental?
I want more energy.
I see. Half for one. We are full-time heroes.
What?
Fighting off delinquents and ne'er-do-wells. But don't fall in with that crowd. Absolutely not. So, you want more energy.
Oh, you can tell where the water is. That's interesting.
Sleep 2 hours earlier than usual.
If I could get to sleep 2 hours earlier, I would. Your advice is rubbish. I apologise. If I ever get fired, maybe I'll work at Sunfish Pocket.
If I ever get fired, maybe I'll go work at Sunfish Pocket.
I am not certain that would turn out well.
We also have the ability to dress up. You can change your clothes here. Change outfit will apply in cleared chapters. Why would I go back to a cleared chapter? The different outfits will be added to the bonus menu as you level up your evaluation class. Be purchased using eyeballs. I know, I read that earlier.
I look good in anything, so it's hard to choose an outfit.
Indeed. You don't have costume for this category. You can get costumes by trading eyeballs. Okay. We can put on a hat.
Good on Tama. It'll look good on me.
Sure.
If it looks good on Tama, it'll look...
Pose? No, that's fine. Did that? No, okay, I don't know. In fact, it's fine. Yeah. Not sure I get it, but okay, fair enough. She has a hat now. Flow chart. This will allow you to check the flow of the story and branching points. This will be populated with chapters as you progress the story. When you select chapter from the destination list, you can jump to different points of the story. So we are here. We are 2 of 10, which is an interesting place to start. Okay. Save my game. Eyeballies, the Q and A nurture game, Eyeballies. Every 20 minutes, Eyeballies will ask a question. The more you answer, the more they will grow. What? If an Eyeballie becomes an adult, as a result, you'll get many eyeballs as a reward. Get notification when a character asks a question. You can get this notification in any scene. Sure. Turned Eyeballies question notification on. You can get this notification in any scene. I mean, I feel like that could be... Can you answer more questions so I can become an adultie? What did you think deep learning was? It's like an AI thing, isn't it? It's a name of a special skill. What's that-y? Thinking of a question. Okay. We have... I'm very confused. What? Organism newly born and squishy, curious little ball that wants to know everything about the world. Okay, I've got a... No, but it can be on. It's fine. I appear to have a Tamagotchi of sorts. Okay, this is what you get for fucking around in the app menu. You get yourself a Tamagotchi. Let's actually play the game. So, I don't know if you're still here, Uchi, but there's been a murder. 6 years ago, we were in a place, somebody turned the lights off, somebody turned the lights back on, and there was half a body. 6 years later, we've found the second half of this body. This is the mystery we are trying to solve. Who murdered this dude? How did he make his body appear in two halves in two different locations on two different dates? Empty seats. What does the autobahn do? Ah, Uchi. This is my direct superior. Who are you? Detective. Any leads?
Haven't found anything yet. Though there is something I didn't find that's particularly interesting. You didn't notice? Look at the field. You'll see what I mean.
It looks like a field.
It's snowing, but it hasn't piled up yet.
Huh.
Yeah.
By the way, Mizuki, there is something that has been bothering me.
What's this?
It's a dead body.
This is the field before law enforcement arrived. Notice anything peculiar?
It's also snowing?
No, nothing in particular.
The turf runs a considerable distance and is wet from the snow. If someone were to step on it, they would leave a trace.
Okay, fair enough.
However,
no trace.
There aren't any footprints.
Okay, so I'm thinking teleporter.
Indeed.
Then how did the body...
Unknown. Perhaps they descended from the sky, or rose up from the ground. They teleported here.
I mean... Okay, the fact they said that sort of discourages that as a theory. So dropped from the sky seems like a more reasonable one.
Teleported?
I was joking. Do not take it seriously.
There isn't a trace of any disturbance on the field, so how did the body get here? You're...
What? You really don't know? I'm Detective Ushidera, Special Investigations Office, MPD. I don't even have to ask about you. You're Mizuki Okiura, 18 years old, a high schooler attending Sakiba High, the all-girls school, right? Ah, but Okiura is your former name. You've been adopted by Date, if I remember correctly. You were at the studio when the other half of the corpse was found.
So I take it you were there too?
Yeah. Back then I was on the investigation team. Though you were 12 at the time, so I can't blame you for not remembering me.
So Uchi, if you follow that link, it'll take you to a secret YouTube video. Although it might not work because it's at a weird angle right now.
I heard you became a special agent at Abyss. That boss lady got her claws in you, huh? This little girl gets hired as an investigator. Guess they'll take anyone they can get. Times sure have changed.
So I was thinking of playing that over Christmas. My original plan was to buy it in a month, but it's 10% off, so I'll probably be... If I lose a couple of pounds... pounds? Yeah. I'll buy it. In a few days, I mean, if I haven't exercised today, which means and if I haven't, I'll put it off.
Abyss is a particularly special organization.
I have played all the God of Wars.
Mizuki was hired via what might be referred to as extra-legal measures.
Talking about it might solve things. Yes. What? Who? What did I just click on?
Worried about health?
That's right.
I see. Is your image on your mind?
I want to be skinnier.
You should exercise.
Fuck you, I am.
Humans retain fat as a way to maintain life. Fat is stored to be used as energy to move your body later. Exercise is crucial.
I do every day.
If you want to count calories or use medicine, you should consult a specialist. I don't dislike you the way you are. Just don't overdo it.
Okay. Look at me, I'm gonna take pics of food and post them on social media.
Look at me! I'm gonna take pics of food and post them on social media!
Mizuki, enough with the typical teenage behavior.
Okay, how the fuck did I get into this room? I must have clicked on a thing, okay. I was trying to press that look button there. He's a detective called Ushidera. Know anything?
I should be asking you. You're the one who discovered the body, right? You were also at the studio 6 years ago when the other half was found. Quite a coincidence, don't you think?
Yeah, it is.
What are you trying to say?
Why did you come here?
I got a Nile message. It said HB Stadium. That could only be referring to the case 6 years ago, right?
The half-body serial killings.
I need to know more about that case. It changed my life. Forever. So that's why I came.
Who sent the message?
About the Nile message.
I don't know. It was sent from an account that signed up with a fake name. Someone must have wanted me to discover the body.
Someone?
Maybe the culprit.
Why would the culprit do that to you?
I don't know.
There is one more thing we don't know. The masked woman who shot at us earlier. Who could this person of interest be?
The upside down face?
And why did she try to kill you?
Any leads? Isn't a trace of disturbance on the field, so how did the body get here? Evidence marker, corpse body.
Would you like to check the corpse with X-ray mode?
Yeah. It's unlikely, but maybe the right half of the body is buried in the ground.
You could simply flip the body over.
No way. I don't want to see that cut. Especially not down there.
In that case, how's this?
Bones! Oh no, he's secretly a skeleton. They're all secretly skeletons! Spooky skeletons! We are secretly skeletons! Okay,
Thanks. I see now. That body is definitely just the left half.
I will get the more shocking facts out of the way first. The estimated time of death is approximately 9 hours ago.
What? 9 hours ago?
It is currently 9 o'clock, so that would mean he was killed around 12.
Wait. Hold on. 6 years ago,
Hold that thought. There's more. As you can see, the body was cut in two. There are no other external wounds on the body. It appears that he was sliced in half while he was still alive. As for what was used to cut him, I am sorry, but that cannot be determined.
What do you mean?
Judging by the cross-section, it is clear that it was not a blade.
there's no serration.
It could not be a laser or pressurized water either.
Then what was it?
He half stepped into a teleporter?
As I said, I do not know. The body was cut at the molecular level. There is hardly any blood left in the body. It could be speculated that the corpse was left with the cut section facing the ground. However, there are no traces of any blood flow on the ground. Therefore, It is clear that he was murdered at some other location.
Okay, that's useful to know. What has cut the molecular level about 9 hours ago? Okay, I'm not sure what else to do. Apart from... Holographic boundary line. Spectators enter. Soccer goal. There's a giant monitor here.
That's definitely Jin Furue.
Yeah. The same face we saw 6 years ago at Studio DeVita.
And that one. Scan that if you can see it. And it will take you to a YouTube video. Pray to Free. In fact, that's what the YouTube video is called.
Jin was a young industrialist. He was quite famous and often made media appearances.
It was very symmetrical.
This cannot possibly be a stranger who happens to look like him.
Six years ago, Jin Furue's body was discovered in Studio DeVita. And now, his left half was found here at the stadium. And yet his time of death is 12 o'clock today. Which means that half his body was alive very recently. What the hell is going on?
Time travel? Very good, Frieza.
My brain is doing cartwheels trying to figure this out.
Aiba?
Hold on, did Aiba just appear?
Yeah.
Wait, let me put my earphones in.
Can you hear me, boss?
Yeah, loud and clear.
Here's your hat. What if the body was frozen?
There are no signs of him ever having been frozen. That half-body was definitely alive until just recently.
Yeah, but what if he was frozen in stasis? Twin brother?
I looked into Jin Furue's family background. Not only did he not have a twin, but there is no record of him ever having siblings.
A right and half left, two different people from right and left.
I, of course, did consider it a possibility, but both faces match perfectly. The rest depends on the DNA results.
What if he was still alive with just the left half?
What?
I mean, the heart is in the left half of the body.
I get it. You think they might have sewn the body back together?
No, there are no traces of that. And, were you two being serious? You do realize the cerebrum, brainstem, and spinal cord were completely severed in two?
So...
I have no idea what's going on.
I mean, it has to be a teleportation time travel thing. Time dilation.
This case is definitely connected to the incident 6 years ago.
Which means the half-body case isn't over yet.
6 years ago, I was 12. Obviously wasn't in IBIS then. I wasn't part of the investigation at all. I didn't know much about the case. I did see some of the investigation documents during my training. But the information wasn't much better than the information on the internet, so I couldn't get the full picture.
Hey, Aiba. How much do you know about the HB serial killings?
As you know, my knowledge of the case is about the same as yours.
As you know...
Due to the explosion 6 years ago, I lost all of my memories from a few days before that point.
What?
And due to poor connection, I was unable to send or retrieve any backups.
What about you, boss?
Same for me.
You're not in it. How? What?
Ryuki was the one on the case at the time. I don't know anything other than what he reported.
What about the stuff he didn't report?
I'm not a psychic. How would I know something that he didn't tell me?
Aiba, where's Ryuki now?
I've determined the location from Tama's GPS. Currently, Ryuki seems to be in Golden Yokocho.
Once you can move to a different area, map will be displayed on the bottom of the screen. Use map to open up the screen and choose destination. Right, before we do that, we are just gonna check on our Tamagotchi. It will ask me a question in 4 minutes. Or was it a Tamagotchi? What else? A file. Okay. Mizuki, female, 6th July, special agent, high school senior businesswoman, Ibis, Iris Metal Pipe, Evolve MC, dislikes raw fish, pornomag collectors, raising cloney, I don't know what that means, collecting Adora Rabbit merch, skills beating up bad guys, motorcycle racing. You know, she's a high schooler, she was hired by Abyss special agent by boss. Nope, I skipped one. Iber, 12 apparently. I guess that makes sense. You're an AI to investigation assistant. Insects, spiders, she likes crustaceans. AOF 5301B63F. Dislikes passing I am not a robot tests on websites. Dancing, sympathizing with salmon is a hobby. Skills hacking, fluoroscopy, voice imitation, voice imitation. Overview: AI eyeball, an autonomous robot with an advanced AI. She's usually in the shape of an eyeball. She does assist Mizuki on her investigation. Does not remember anything from the case 6 years ago. I mean, just don't put an age there. She's a robot. It's fine. 49. She's doing great. 49. Shizue Kuranushi, because her name was secret in the first game. For 21st December, commander of Abyss, likes wine, gourd dolls, anything shiny and black, dislikes tidying up, nuclear families, ex-boyfriends, and her superiors HQ. Her hobbies are frequenting house clubs in Kabukicho. Skills finding weaknesses and exploiting them to ensure total obedience. Ryuki's direct superior, Mizuki's adopted mother, Date's old friend. Her mood changes on a daily basis. She gives off a carefree vibe, but she's as cunning as a fox. Makoto Ushidera, 48, male, 4th of January, police HQ detective, caramel, likes caramel, chocolate, biscuits, ice cream. Find me somebody who doesn't like those things, and you find somebody who's not allowed on this stream. Dislikes threats and foxes. He's not allowed on this stream. How can you dislike foxes? Hobbies, mobile games. Skills, can use cling wrap without messing it up. That's pretty impressive. Police HQ Special Investigation Detectives. His department specialized in cold cases 6 years ago. Ushidera was in a different department, but since the HB case was unresolved, he moved. Oh, yeah, he does. It covers up his name. Araya Kagura, 36. Because he's the same age as Date, detective of police HQ forensics division, likes ear cleaning, dandelions, afro, angel hair, dislikes cilantro, ginkgo, people who don't memorize his name, trained surgery and extreme ironing are his hobbies. He can play dead. Talented inspector, he was assigned to the case by the police. HQ, due to his impressive skills, he's looking for a girlfriend, but addicted to dating apps. Okay. The appendix. Do we have new stuff? Special Investigations Office. Could they do the cold cases? Nile. It's the text messaging SNS service that allows for communication via message or voice via smartphone, tablet, or PC. You can even get ASET stickers. Make sure you get those right away. Trivia. February 10th. Regarding Mizuki's smartphone, if it gets reception, I can connect to any network, I can make calls, send and receive messages on Nile. Mizuki says, I don't want you to know about my private life. If I leave my eyes closed, you won't be able to see it, right, Iber? Which is why she still carries a smartphone around. Oh, I see, yeah, because otherwise you could send messages through Iber. Yeah. Alright, are we due another question? We are, Tamagotchis. How are you feeling right now? I am popping. Cool, that put my image up. Popping at the top of this esophagus. I'm not a water-dwelling mammal. Where did you get that preposterous hypothesis? Was it Steve, perchance? Sorry, I was... Fucking hell, look at the amount of locations in this game. Sorry, I was trying to do the hip-hop hippopotamus. Fuck, I can't remember any other lines from that song. He's the hip-hop hippo. And the Rhinoceros. We're going to Golden Yokucho. It flows something like phosphorus. Fuck. I could get this. I could. I'm terrible remembering these things. Oh, hip hop. It's a comedy thing. We'll look it up on YouTube. Hip hop hippopotamus. It's only like a minute and a half long. Is it Steve, perchance? I've forgotten what the program's called. It's got the Kiwis in. Let's save my game quickly. And then you can mark me on how well I did at remembering the lyrics. There's Kojimeji. I'm hoping that's a mask. Big monitor. It's a Mabi TV, face to face. Those words special. Police officer, any new intel?
Please, don't rush me. I'm doing the best I can.
Looks like he's just standing there to me.
Yeah.
Also, if we go into the menu now... Oh yeah, we get Tama's room instead. This is Tama's room. You can communicate with Tama, ask for life advice, dressing different clothes.
Wow, I like you a lot.
Indeed. Maybe I'll get some fancy fake glasses, the kind that great authors wear.
Maybe I'll get some fancy fake glasses, like the kind that great authors wear.
I hope you don't end up looking like those middle-aged guys that drink in the middle of the day.
Well, you certainly have an aesthetic. Costumes, yeah, I'm assuming it's exactly the same as the other person.
Cosplay is...
I can take the hat off. Haha! I've swapped your hat situations. That's yes, indeed. Life advice.
Worried about money?
I want that much yen.
Huh? You don't really have worries, do you?
Worries?
What did you say? Are you bored?
Do I look bored?
Are you malfunctioning? Obviously. Anyway.
Alright, this has just left me confused, I won't lie.
Since you're bored, here's a quiz. What three-letter word makes a girl a woman? The answer is H.
Oh, fair enough. Indeed. Right. Yeah, because we're a different person, we get a different robot. Do we get a different Tamagotchi as well? No, we get the same Tamagotchi.